Welcome back to the FanSpeak Network and another episode of Sibling Showdown. That's right, Sibling Showdown is back for best ball and big board season, and we will be doing our second sibling big board in just 1 minute. That's right. As one thing ends, I'm so sad football season's almost over this weekend. Another wonderful thing begins, and that's best ball is back. Big boards are back. Bat drafts are back. This is our second sibling showdown. I'm joined by my brother, Steve. Of course, Steve, how are you doing today? And you ready to rip a big board together?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we had a big celebration last week to celebrate Steve's fourth place big board finish, 50K. Had an awesome big board sweat, had an awesome best ball season, had 16 finals appearances, but big board was the biggest finish with fourth place finish. So you're looking to run that back, right, Steve? And this time go to the top for number, exactly. 250K up top.
Yeah, I'm looking for number one now.
Okay. Do you mind splitting it with me?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right. Yeah. Steve and I mean, I won't say this every time, but we had a over 50% advance rate on our stream drafts. We're going to see if we can run that back too. So I'm going to bring over the underdog because sometimes it takes a little while to fill. But if you're in here and we've got King of Kings in here, always good to see Frank. He said he wants to draft with us. Let's go. He's here. Love to see it, Frank. We appreciate you being here. But before we jump in, be sure to hit that like button on your way in. Be sure to hit subscribe and notifications for FanSpeak Network. Best ball season is officially here. We're going to have tons to show. Andrew and Justin did a live draft yesterday. Of course, we're wrapping up the Super Bowl coverage, and then it's just going to be tons of best ball content all spring and summer long. So make sure you're subscribed to the FanSpeak Network. I'm bringing over underdog. As we jump into the big board, we will talk through, what we're like in ADP wise and everything. So I'm bringing up the big board now. Actually, let me enter it on my phone because I have had issues with that on here. So let me enter on my phone and I'm going to do a countdown. Oh, I'm up on a war room or whatever, but that's okay. I have time. Okay. So let's see. Big board. So I'm counting down. I'm going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. 6 more to start. So let me pull it up over here now. And that will give people, if they want to join us, unfilled. So 4 more to start. If you want to join us, jump in with us. 4 more. So as we're waiting for it to start, Steve, last week you were sick, but this weekend you're starting to feel better. You caught up on all the Senior Bowl coverage. Again, you covered the Senior Bowl for 9 years live down in Mobile. So it's an awesome experience, but you're just caught up on all the coverage. Who kind of raised their stock and made a name for themselves as far as rookies at the Senior Bowl that you're now potentially targeting in big board drafts?
Yeah, definitely a couple names stand out. Quarterback, not that the top 2 guys were down there, but I do think Jackson Dart, he's probably elevated himself to QB3. Yeah. Look, if he gets the right landing spot, he could be interesting. I'll take a few super late round shots on him. But after the draft, if the landing spot's right, we could be talking about him because he's got, he can throw the ball, big arm, and mobility. Jack Beck, not exactly how sure.
He won the Senior Bowl Player of the Game.
Won the Senior Bowl Player the week and the game. He is had just a tremendous year at TCU. Catches everything thrown his way. Excellent route runner. Good size, good speed. Not off the charts in those areas, but I think he really helped himself. Probably went from like a 4th round pick to a third or second round pick. I also thought Jaden Higgins, Iowa State, had a really good week. Big physical receiver. Had, excuse me.
I know you were pretty high on Higgins going in too, right?
Yeah, but I think he's just solidified everything. A couple tight ends. Bannon from Bowling Green looked great. Arroyo from Miami really looked strong. Yeah. Mason Taylor from LSU. So I think tight ends really helped themselves. And just definitely a good week overall.
Okay, got to jump into chat and who's in the draft. So, wait, it says it's starting in, let me just hit refresh because it did not look like it was the timer was moving. So that would be not awesome. So let me just make sure. But okay, yeah, the draft has started. We are pick number 6. King of Kings is number 2. So you just picked Barkley. So that's Frank at number 2. King of Kings, he got, so when, of course, Chase, Frank took Barkley. If you are in chat, or excuse me, in the draft, let us know. We've got Omega King. Always love interacting with you on Twitter. Good to see you in here. If you're in the draft, let us know. You are. You're sorry. We're 6. You're 7. But Steve, look, Steve went to high school. Joe Pano. Joe, if you're in chat, reveal yourself to talk to us here. No, Steve. Okay, we're on the clock. Now, we can talk high school stories later. Okay, so we've got the receivers at the top: Jefferson, Lamb, Nico, Amon-Ra. Where do you want to go?
Let's go Lamb.
I kind of wanted to do that too. I was hoping you said these are, by the way. Oh no, maybe I need to update my all my best ball overlay. Check out bestballoverlay.com. I need to update all my best ball overlay stuff. So I'm not sure if it's showing those update exposures yet because I haven't done the updates. So shame on me. But so Omega King goes Justin Jefferson. Again, if you're in here with us, let us know. But yeah, Steve went to good friends with Joe Pano. And I know he's done content in the fantasy space. So always love to see Joe on Twitter, and hilarious he's in the draft with us. That's awesome. So he's at the 11th spot. We'll see what he does here in a minute. But that's really funny. I love it. And then we got Jason Calhoun. He's at the 12th spot. So he is... how do we say that? Huron River rat. Okay. So, but yes. So yeah, we've got a lot of people that we know in chat. So let's see. Number 2, we're 6, number 7. And then Joe at 11, he takes Neighbors, and Jason at 12 here is coming around the 1-2 turn. So yeah, very fun. Always love drafting with people we know. Always love you guys join us in chat. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And again, we'll have a Sibling Showdown live draft every single week. So join us as much as you can. We'll set a schedule now that we're past the football season and after next week. I'm drying my tears. But again, this is how we cope. We just rip a ton of best ball drafts. How many slows do you have going, Steve?
Oh, quite a few. I mean, a lot are baseball.
Okay.
But I probably have at least 25 football going.
Okay, 25 football. Oh, I like it, Jason. You're speaking my language. This is double anchor was my favorite move last year, and I still like that you can do double anchor, especially at the end of the at the turn here. Whether you wanted to go Genty or CMC or Henry or Jonathan Taylor, he goes Derrick Henry, Ashton Genty. By the way, Steve and I just recorded a rookies running back show. I think it helped me a ton. I'll have it uploaded tonight, tomorrow morning by the very latest. And I think it's going to help you guys a ton. Incredibly strong rookie running back class, of course, anchored by Ashton Genty. And he deserves to go where he's going at the 1-2 turn. So yeah, check out that rookie running back show coming out tonight or tomorrow morning at the latest. So it goes, Henry, Genty, Bowers, Achane, McCaffrey, Drake London, and then we are coming back, Steve. So at the top of the board, we have Ladd McConkey, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving. I'd say these 3 are my favorites, and I'll let you kind of pick. We haven't started double receiver.
Yeah,
our last one.
Go Ladd.
Okay, I do like getting Ladd, and then you have stacks that are very reasonable with Dak and Herbert. Already kind of set if you wanted to go in that direction. I mean, again, even though the running back prices have come up, I still like getting at least one running back in the first 3 rounds, sometimes 2 in the first 4 or so. So I still like doing that, similar to last year, and that was very powerful last year. So I do still like doing that this year as well, but we can certainly still look into that in these next few rounds. And if you talk more like 5th, 6th round, there's some rookies that you really like as well. So again, I just learned a lot on our rookies running back show, which again will be on the FanSpeak network here in the next 12 hours or so. And we did a rookies quarterback and tight end last week. Check that out on the channel. Rookies running back will be up tonight or tomorrow. And then next week we'll do rookie receiver. And then we'll do it all over again, Steve, once these guys get their landing spots, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, speaking of rookies who are outside of Ashton Genty, who Jason was able to get at the 1-2 turn, who are some of your favorite rookies to target outside of Genty right now?
Well, at the running back position, definitely Marion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Cam Scattaboo, Dylan Sampson, Devin Neal. Like both Ohio State guys also. Don't think you're making a wrong call with either one of them.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to be back on the clock in a minute. And again, we started Lamb McConkey out of the 6th spot. And we have Breece Hall at the top of the board. You could go to, James Cook as well. Chase Brown just went. And then Garrett Wilson's up there too. Depends how you feel.
I'd do either Cook or Garrett Wilson.
Okay, so not Hall. I'll let you choose. Do you want to go? I know you told me you've been taking a lot of Cook in the 3rd round. Did you want to go with that?
Let's go Cook.
Okay, kind of anchor it there. And then if we, like one of the rookie running backs to come back in the next round or two, we can do that. Or, or how have you been handling Garrett Wilson? Are you just kind of taking him if he falls, or you do like those running backs?
I don't mind Garrett Wilson. The guy, I'm not really high on Breece Hall where he's going. I mean, he was just so disappointing last year. And
our guy Omega King got him. So, I mean, hopefully he has a bounce back here.
But his ADP right now is like 24. His ADP's at the turn there.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, he got some value on him at what number did he get him at? He got him at 31. Yeah. So
that's when I'd start to consider him, but just especially compared to James Cook, we've one guy, the lead running back with the top, one of the top 3 offenses in the league, and the other guy we have no idea what this team's going to look like.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, with Aaron Rodgers and then the quarterback. So let's see what some of the guys are doing. So Jason at the turn went Henry, Genty, Lamar, now making his 4th round selection. Our guy Joe Pano, Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, Kyron Williams, like that. Omega King, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Breece Hall. Again, you got some nice falling value on Breece Hall. We started Lamb, McConkey, James Cook. And then King of Kings started Saquon, good old Terry, and Marvin Harrison. So like the starts for everybody. Now we come into the 4th round, Steve, and Joe just got, Jason's 4th round pick, DJ Moore. And then Joe took Xavier Worthy. So we will be up at 43 and 54 in the 4th and 5th round. I do like some rookie running backs in this area. Well, I guess 5th, 6th round, but anywhere from the 4th to 6th round. Jaden Daniels is still on the board. Obviously, you can get one of these kind of dual threat quarterbacks in Daniels or Hurts here in the 40s. We're getting some falling value on Jaden Daniels if you were interested in that. Then you got Devonta Smith, Joe Mixon, Jalen Hurts, Rashee Rice, and Rice goes, Jameson Williams, Chuba Hubbard. So did you want to take Jaden here since we're getting about 6 spots on falling value?
I'd say either that or Jameson Williams.
Oh, I love JMO. The one thing I'd say is we do have some nice quarterback stacks set up, but we may not get both of them. So do you want to just take Jaden? I
actually say Jameson Williams. Let's do it.
Okay.
Because then that sets up 3 quarterback stacks, mid-round quarterbacks. That's where I love going.
Okay. I mean, obviously, if Jaden came all the way back to us, then we take him, but that's likely not going to happen. Yeah. So, no, I do love, with the early wide receiver. And listen, you and I talked about this, and we can bring up a whole discussion about this, is we're not shy to backstack quarterback stacks either, especially if guys are, the room is going to let good quarterbacks fall. But to your point, we are set up with 3 very nice potential stacks with obviously Goff and JMO, Herbert and McConkey, and Dak and Lamb. Jaden Daniels goes to go. No, our guy King of Kings had Terry, so almost fell back to Frank, but Jaden goes to at 46. I mean, it looks like Josh Allen went to the 1-2 turn, or excuse me, the 2-3 turn. But mostly what I'm seeing in rooms is Allen and Lamar in the 3rd round, Jaden in the 4th. sometimes Hurts, but yeah, and if you get Hurts in the 5th round, I think that's great value. So
Mhm.
I do want to take, get my share of these elite quarterbacks, especially when they fall. So do you want to explain how you handled that? Obviously, the first pick they did a double elite. He went Josh Allen, and then he took Joe Burrow. Oh, and Jalen Hurts. Okay.
That's gonna be interesting.
I cannot wait to see how he lands this plane. So yeah, he took a triple elite
Definitely could have
quarterback.
3 of the top 5 quarterbacks, but
That is true. That is true. Okay, it is coming back around, so we can talk it through here. Top of the board, George Kittle, Addison, Olave. But then we were getting into some of these
Mary Hampton
running backs. Yeah, so we're on the board.
Yeah.
You want to go Hampton? Okay, that's what I figured you wanted to do, because we just had the rookie running back show coming fresh off that, and I knew that's probably what you wanted to do.
And that is the other reason I wanted to go receiver there. Look, I like quarterback, and had we had different receivers, like say Garrett Wilson, or say somebody else who we don't know who the who would be stacking with, then sure, I'd feel good about Jaden Daniels. But I think we have 3 of the better mid-round stacks built now. So
okay, so you just, even though Jaden was falling value, your reason for it was taking being able to have those like 3 solid stacks. Yeah, and
if we get 2 of those 3, let's say, which is not guaranteed, but if we get 2 of those 3, our quarterback room is even going to be competing with Money Man over there, and and our weapons are just going to be stronger.
Okay, let's say hi to some folks in chat. But I definitely like that as well. I'm trying to do more of taking, because sometimes I do like to hit 2 or 3 in that like mid range, or hit 2 in the mid range, and then when I say mid range, I'm talking like 7th to 11th round, or some 7th to 12th round, something like that. Hit 2 there, and then 1 later, or something like that. I feel like I can get a lot of value and match. My Bulldog lineup was very similar to that last year. I think your big board lineup was very similar to that, with like two mid-range guys, and you're actually your latest one, Baker, was like your hero, right? Yep. So I do like doing that, but I do want to do more elite quarterbacks this year. I do love, getting 3 quarterbacks regardless, especially in a 20-round big board. But I do want to do more of that this year as well. But again, I still think especially the 3 quarterback stacks we're talking about is absolutely loaded in the middle rounds to take advantage of. Still some really nice prices on these quarterbacks that are finishing, in the top 5 or 10, right, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. And, Baker, Herbert, Dak, Dak was injured last year, but look at what he was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Goff has been, clearly a fantasy guy. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're coming back up in 1, and then I do want to get to the chat. So we have, Caleb Johnson, Omega King takes a Caleb Johnson. Got James Conner, Travion Henderson, another rookie. Debo, Jaden Reed. Who do you want to take here?
Conner.
You want Conner? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me grab Conner. Okay, so we start the draft 0-3-3-0. And if you watch Steve and I's streams together, we are usually building and no matter what type of build we're doing, whether it's anchor, double anchor, robust ZRB, we are building in mind that we really do want the running back position, especially on underdog, obviously half point PPR touchdown hunting, to hit that flex position. So love the start of James Cook, Hampton, Conner. Again, Steve loves Amarian Hampton out of UNC, the rookie, and then Lamb, McConkey, Jameson Williams. Let's bring the board back over, and then I want to get to some of our folks in chat. So we've got, let's see, Moga King talked about, we're talking about Breece Hall and Cook. And then we got our guy Tim in chat. Always love seeing Tim. Thanks for joining us. Bowers should get a ton of receptions next year. Tom Brady should be able to turn this thing around for the Raiders. Yeah, with Brady being the football guy, you got to like that for the Raiders. He's an absolute winner. Always love seeing the Snowman in here. I'm late to the party as always, ladies and gents. Good to see you. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, and always love seeing our guy Jamie in here. So thank you so much for joining us. And then we've got what did you think about Burrow's actual price?
Yeah, I mean, took him ahead of Jalen,
but that's around his ADP.
Jalen just went near his ADP. I think the concern is he already had Josh Allen also. It's like, if you are taking Burrow there as your only quarterback, I'm all for it. But two of those guys are not playing
Yeah.
every week. So
yeah, I've never done I actually experimented with one where I did a double elite. And I do think it was
Jared Goff just went.
Oh, wow, that's
The
early.
same guy.
Oh, I mean, I wonder if he just is autoing because
but it was weird. Burrow went ahead of Hurts, and Hurts is, so unless it's his own rankings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, unless he must be autoing or something because yeah, he's a red badge, you know. You think he unless he's trying to get just something really, really different here. So let's see what he does here.
Definitely bullying the quarterbacks.
Okay, so then he takes Brian Robinson. Okay, so let's see what our guy Frank does here at round 7, and then we'll be back up at 78. Again, 0-3-3. Yeah, that did kind of bully the quarterbacks for sure. They need to grab, both of or all three of ours.
Well, Goff is gone now.
Oh, Goff is gone, but all three were in the early 100s, basically. Or no, Dak's like going like 120s now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're up at, let's see, 78 and 91. So how did you want to handle this, Steve? You've got, we got 0-3-3-1. You've got Junkins, who I know we talked about on the show. We got McMillan, who I know you and I both like, could set up in case we get sniped out of snack, could set up a Baker stack, which I know you and I are very high on Baker. You got 49er and Jawan Jennings. I know you and I both are very high on Tyler Warren. We could get that later. What do you think here? 21 seconds.
Yeah, I'd go McMillan. I like Junkins, but we got 3 running backs. We're going to probably get 3 more, but I think McMillan makes sense here.
Okay. All right. So we'll go back over. We're up at 91 in 12 picks. King and Frank got Mbuka. You're pretty high on Mbuka, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I
think he's okay.
A first rounder, good solid number 2 receiver in the NFL.
And then Omega King, we talked about a rookie running back show that's going to be live on the channel soon. You were very high on Caleb Johnson and Junkins out of Ohio State. So he got 2 of the rookie running backs. I'm sure you like that a lot, right, Steve?
Oh yeah, very much. And and especially, in talking about my concerns with Breece Hall earlier, one, I think you get good value on Hall, and then he didn't just forget running back and, treat him like an anchor running back.
Yeah.
He got 2 more guys who I think are going to be clear-cut starters.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're coming back around the 7-8 turn here. We'll have Joe Pano and our guy Jason at the 12 spot. All right. Snowman said, I'll say what you want to say. Hey, 1 hole with death.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's hilarious and true. All right. Our guy Joe's on the clock right now. He got Mahomes and now he took Knicks because he got Sutton and Worthy. So he's building out his stacks like that. I just think that's so funny. I wonder if Joe's listening or if he just happened to jump in or if he saw that we were going live, but either way, very fun. Okay. So Jason took Jawan Jennings. I do love just getting access to the 49ers. I do think we're in for a big bounce back year. They couldn't have run much worse on injuries this year. And then he's coming around and then again, we'll be back up at 91 and then he takes Mark Andrews at 85. So, do you think Mark Andrews stays with Ravens or just TBD? Either way, much better value on.
But either way, I love the value where he's going now.
Yeah, where he's going now compared to
last year and last 2 years. Honestly, I did not love Mark Andrews' value, and he eventually got there last year. But now I'm a fan.
Okay, I'm going to queue up our other, and we've just talked about so Tyler Warren is still on the board if you want to take Tyler Warren. And then I queued up our other, quarterbacks did Baker must have already go. Yeah, Baker just went. Okay. So I was going to say, I meant to queue up Baker, but he went right as I was queuing quarterbacks. Okay. So Omega King goes Purdy because he had gotten, so do you want to go Tyler Warren here, Steve? Or is there somebody? Warren. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I'm trying to get a lot of time.
I love Jonnu there, but Tyler Warren, I think, can just be special. I know the talk is the landing spot's going to be the Colts. I'm hoping it's not, because I want to see what,
Hope
at
not.
least an average NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah, Omega King. Sorry to interrupt you. He got. I thought he was the one that got Jennings, but he had Kittle earlier, so he stacked up Kittle. So that's the thing. Purdy's going to keep going earlier. He's gotten pushed up throughout this already. Just a week or so of drafts, because obviously there's so many guys to stack them with.
Yeah.
So. All right, so we'll be back up at 102. I almost say, just because of the way the quarterback room's going, we may want to grab Herbert there, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we'll see if there's any screen value.
Yeah.
But then this is the thing, like, and we talked about this last summer, like, because I feel so comfortable with our running backs and receivers, I don't mind reaching a little bit at quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, just to recap, we're at 0-3-4-1 with Cook, Hampton, James Conner, Lamb, McConkey, J-Mo, Jalen McMillan. Baker already went. Goff went early to the one spot. So that's why we queued up some of these quarterbacks here to keep an eye on. And then Steve's very bullish on Tyler Warren. Thinks maybe a creative player caller could even use them in some tush-push situations, which would be super fun. So other guys here you like, Steve. I don't love Pacheco really, but we got Pearsall, we've got Mooney, Golden, anybody out in Njoku, Cup, not really any.
And this
running
is
backs.
the other reason why I'm fine reaching for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Just because this group, I mean, I like Mooney. I'm gonna have some San Francisco guys. It's just so tough to know who. And I think Matthew Golden could be a first rounder, early second rounder. So he's a fine rookie, but we have 4 really good receivers. Like, if we didn't have the receiver depth what we did in top end talent, then maybe I'd go Golden.
And another reason I like that we got 3 running backs in the top 7 rounds or something like that. We got 3 running backs in the top 6 rounds. Is it doesn't force you here. I don't love the running back patches right here. Okay, so you want to go Herbert here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 1-3-4-1. We'll be up in 12 picks. I queued May because you and I talked about like getting the discount on another second-year quarterback who could have a very good, play calling upgrade. Hopefully the Patriots put more weapons around him. Doesn't have quite the elite, rushing upside, obviously, that Jaden Daniels does, but you're getting a big discount on a guy who still runs a good bit and should have a lot of upgrades, both from a play caller and surrounding weapons perspective. So I do want to get my share of May here in this like 10th round range.
Yeah.
In general.
No, I totally agree with all that.
Yeah. Now I need to queue up. We talked about this guy. Let's see if he's gone yet. No, he hasn't. We talked about Cam Scattaboo on the rookie show. I was going to tweet that I have over 55%. I have a Cam Scattaboo problem, but like in talking through it with you on the rookie running back show, I am just so interested where his landing spot will be. But like you said, it could be kind of his landing spot isn't as sensitive as maybe some others because of like a jack of all trades. Obviously, listen to the rookie running back show, but you want to go into Cam Scattaboo a little bit in case we decide to go for him in the next round?
Yeah, no, I mean, he obviously was in the Heisman mix this year, Arizona State product, big physical runner, can catch the ball well.
There he goes. Okay, our guy Jason took him.
we don't queue, but
that's my mistake. It's like, you're getting back into the streets, you're getting back into queuing up and talking through players, and that's my bad, but Jason, great pick. We like it. Go ahead, Steve.
Big fan of Scattaboo. I think he's landing spot agnostic because he can be a touchdown guy, can be a receiver, can be fullback, a full workload back, anything you want. So I love that pick.
You sent, great. I like that pick a lot. Steve sent highlight videos, and now highlight videos just come up more on YouTube. So Drake May just goes at 111. And he is so explosive. And like you said, his contact balance, he just doesn't go down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it would be 10 spots early for Dak, but I don't know. Let's see, what did the Lamb drafter do? Oh, we're the Lamb drafter. Whoops. Woo. As you can see, when again, getting back into the draft streets, your brain is going 1,000 miles in different ways. We were back on the clock.
I would take Matthew Golden here.
Okay, you're very high on Golden, and obviously we're getting some falling value, ADP 96, and we're at 115. So you do want to take Golden here.
I like the falling value. I think there's very real possibilities he's in the end of the first round, could be early second round. Even if he's early second round, he's got a skill set that should transfer pretty quickly. Good route runner, decent speed, decent size, all that. So, yeah, I think he's a solid pick in the 10th round for sure.
Yeah. I like that. And we talked a lot on last year's shows about like starting that 1-3-5-1 feels so balanced. Like it's like you've built out your starting lineup already, and I like doing that in the first half of drafts. Okay. Jason Calhoun at the 10th, 12th spot says he loves him as well, talking about Scataboo, and he has 43%. I need help. Jason, I'm through 9. I had 55. So I too need help. We can have a support group. So I like that. Jamie said, what round are people valuing Devontae? I think he's going in the 5th round, Steve?
I believe so. Yeah, we'd have to look where he went.
Is that where you're taking him, or where?
Yeah, that's about. I in that area.
He went 5th.
So whether late 4th, early 5th, I'm fine. I still think the talent's there. I mean, he still had so many targets and catches, including missing multiple games. Like, you need to keep in mind not only the mess of the Raiders, the mess of the Jets, but he missed multiple games and still had a pretty decent fantasy production.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's queue up some other players in case Dak is gone. We're up in, after this pick, 2 picks. If Dak is there, we're going to take him. We're not going to, we talked about, and we could talk about, have the conversation about like, if people who take a high pick like Lamb and then let Dak fall, if you're going to get cute, I'm going to take him and I'll backstack Dak with like Tolbert and Ferguson and stuff like that. That's honestly how you were able to take advantage in your big board draft. People let Baker fall. I guess the Evans drafter didn't take Baker, pushed it. You took him again after ADP. And when you're getting that value, and then you weren't able to even backstack him. Who cares? He helped you take down the big board last year. So I am never one to try to push it too far with stacks I really want. And in fact, if other people push it with guys like Dak. I think it was, I told you in a big board draft, or it was either big board or war room, the person who took Chase and damn it. I don't think this person's in the draft either, but Dak just went. So what do you want to do here?
And all right, scroll down slightly.
Ooh, I don't like it. We're only 16 seconds. So
go. I like Trevor Lawrence.
We don't have, I don't like it.
Dallas Goedert or Trey Harrison.
Okay, we'll just maybe. Do you want to do? Nah. Ooh, that threw us off. I'm sorry. Where's to the point though that I was just about to make? Like, if Lawrence fell, then I'm interested in taking him, but I don't think I'm.
It was only 2 picks off ADP.
Yeah, I know. It just felt like a desperation pick. Like, again, like to me, like if quarterbacks, someone doesn't take them as a stack and they fall, I take advantage of that. But like, I am trying to build out the stacks, and that's why it didn't work with Dak. Do you regret that we didn't take him earlier in the Matthew Golden spot?
No, because he almost got back to us, and we already had 1 stack. And
I think if you're desperate, then maybe you take him early. I mean, I do like when I get those elite receivers trying to get the stacks as actively as I can. And you're right, I don't try to reach too much. So I do think we made the right call with that. Again, I don't take unstacked necessarily ahead. But again, if they fall to me, then I take it and I try to backstack. And that's what I was starting to tell the story is, the Chase drafter actually drafted Higgins, but drafted, I think, Hurts or something, didn't take Burrow. So I got Burrow like 20 picks past ADP. Then the Lad McConkey drafter drafted Jaden Daniels, didn't take. And so I got Herbert like 12 picks past ADP. So I got Burrow and Herbert. I backstacked it with Gesicki and Quentin Johnson. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of that. Now, do we have any other good stacks that we want to set up? Okay. And I didn't think about the Christian Kirk right there, which is what what Jason was able to do. So kudos to him, because I was admittedly panicked there, and did not make a quick decision, because I didn't even know honestly where we were with ADP and chart. I was just so tunnel visioned on deck. So anyways, so he was able to stack Lawrence and Christian Kirk and did get some value there. So I like that. And there is a run on quarterback. So how do you want to
I think we should take a quarterback here.
Okay. So
I would take Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, because it gets really, really thin after this. Okay. So who are some backstacks that you like with Young? I assume Thielen.
Honestly, we might already have some with some rookies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very true. In the second round, look for them to take a receiver.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we just made our 12th round pick. We are 2, 3, 6, 1. We also need to address the running back position, but I know let's talk through some rookies. We can just stay here and talk through some rookies that you like, because I know we talked about some. Dylan Sampson was one. Ollie Gordon was another. And there was another one further down. Who was it, Steve? Giddens? Or I know it wasn't Marks, that you're not as high on Marks as others.
Yeah, well, like
there was another one, Neil.
He
must have gone. Neil, I thought Neil was going later in drafts, but he went. Yeah, I guess his ADP is 128, so I had that wrong. It's Giddens that's going later. So Neil is gone. So the rookie running backs are Sampson, Ollie Gordon, Giddens. I queued him up just to keep an eye on them, because quite honestly, I like them better than the Bensons and Fords of the world and Blake Corums. I mean, that's my personal opinion. What do you think? Did you want to speak to that as our pick comes up?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll say I really like the Isaiah Likely pick. I think that's excellent value, whether he's still second fiddle to Mark Andrews or not.
Yeah,
I think that's incredible value right there.
Okay, so we're up in 1. We've got.
Yeah, I would take Dylan Sampson.
Okay, I was gonna say, I kind of feel like while Coker's there, we could get Thielen or Jatavian Sanders later. So I know you really like Dylan Sampson. You talked about him a lot on our rookie running back show. He's a Tennessee running back, very explosive, right? Do you want to say anything else about him?
Yeah, incredibly explosive guy. Will remind some of like a Chain or even Gibbs. I think better all around than Jalen Wright, who went in the 4th round last year to the Dolphins. I think getting him this late, he should walk into at least a passing / satellite role for some team and probably more.
Yeah. All right. And he's our 4th running back. So I like that too. So a question in chat. Good to see you, Seats 501. What percentage of your slots are you allocating to incoming rookies? I know don't have like a hard and fast rule. What's interesting about this question, Steve, is since you were sweating out the big board, your particular big board had, I believe, 4 rookies?
4, yeah.
Yeah. The guy that won had 10. He had half of his spots were rookie, and not all of them hit, by the way, and some didn't hit until the last week, like Ricky Pearsall. So it can range. And then there was people with less. There was that were in the finals or in the top 20 that you were sweating out with. I can't remember Saints to Death, who edged you out for 3rd place, has been in chat with us before.
I think he had 6.
I think he had. I was going to say I think he had slightly more than you. So I don't think there's a hard and fast rule. But is there something with liking Tyler Warren and some of the tight ends, with liking the running backs this year? Is there kind of a number that you've landed on more? I know I've usually had at least 5. What do you
I'm probably usually around 5 or 6. A team like this might be more just because we got like falling value on like Matthew Golden, and because our top receivers are so strong and veteran, we can take the shots on the rookies. We don't need to care about the landing spot. We know where our top 3 guys are in great spots. So and getting a tight end helps, because you're not always going to have a tight end. Same if you get a quarterback, which we might have to for a 3rd quarterback. So it's that kind of stuff that can help drive it up. But typically I like to have at least 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and then maybe Warren, maybe another receiver.
Our guy Jason, I know you did the Lawrence Kirk stack, which I messed that one up. I'll take the L on that. I panicked so much on that sniped that was my bad. I am so sorry, Steve. That just threw. I really thought Dak was coming to us, and then I did not pivot well. I mean, you thought Dak was coming to us too, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was right at ADP, so
Yeah,
it was fair,
yeah.
and he went just one spot before you.
Yeah, but no. So he got Lawrence Kirk and then Ollie Gordon and Restrepo, which I know you like. Okay, we're back on the clock. Colston Loveland has fallen. I queued him up. What are your thoughts there? I know we have a rookie tight end already, but what are your thoughts? I know you're high on him.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of his, and nothing else is screaming value right there. So
Okay,
let's go with the double rookie tight ends. What could go wrong?
Rookie tight. So yeah, our rookie count at this point is, let's see,
High.
1, 2. What did you already count?
No, but
3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 6 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2, 4, 6, 2 will likely be a 3, 6, 8, 3. So balanced build. Now we will be back up in 8 picks. That's right around Thielen's ADP. Can the old man do it again? Do you want to take Thielen if he's there?
Yeah, if Thielen's there, I'm fine going back to.
While we're here, Giddens is later, 194. Same with Jatavian Sanders, just queuing up stacks. Anything else at the top of the board? It's a few tight ends, Cedric Tillman, Ray Davis. I mean, Darnold's another guy that you could just take because we have no idea, who you'd even stack him with. So I'll throw that out there. Not much else is like jumping out. I mean, I definitely still think Ertz is solid, but we'd have 2 tight ends and potentially might get Jatavian Sanders. So I don't think we need to force that. So anything else at the top of the board that you want to queue up? I mean, I definitely like Otten if he and we're getting ton crazy falling value, but again, we already invested in 2 tight ends. They're rookies. So you could certainly take the falling value there. So I think we have a lot of options. I mean, I'd say my favorites here would either be just get the Bryce Young stack, Cade Otton at falling value, or Sam Darnold getting you a solid third QB. Those are my 3 proposals. Where do you want to go with this?
I think we should just take the Bryce Young stack. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. Thielen went. This guy's killing us.
Let's take Darnold. Let's take Darnold. Quarterback's overpicked because the one guy took 4.
Yeah. And again, no pressure here to stack because we have no idea where he'll be playing. So we've got 3, 4, 6, 2. We'll be up in 12 picks. Jatavian Sanders would be a fine third tight end here. Let's see, we'll be up at, and then we can see what other people in the room are doing. So we'll be up in the 16th round at 187.
I wouldn't take Sanders there. If Sanders is at ADP, sure. But I don't know.
Right. Maybe a running back here to get our 5th running back because it does thin out. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So our guy Frank got 3 late quarterbacks right in a row, kind of like that move where he went JJ McCarthy, Geno Smith, Matthew Stafford, and I know I see DK Metcalf. Obviously, some of these he got some rookies, so you don't know. They could obviously still be paired up with them there. So I like sometimes mixing in that 3 later quarterback build where you hit 3 later because there's definitely some value there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean he might not have the perfect stacks, but he's got a lot of talent at running back and receiver, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so as we're coming around, who's Dak? Don't worry about the Cowboys. So Steve and I have always been big, I think, because even though this year he wasn't playing, but he was on my Bulldog team that made the finals and won 5th place. And then he was on my BBM team that made the BBM finals 2 years ago. So I got a soft spot, even though we're Washington fans, I got a soft spot for Dak. And I think, he's been a solid fantasy quarterback. I mean, this year started rough and then he got injured, but we're pretty bullish on him, even though we're Washington fans, which is funny. Doing all rookie sophomore team. I mean, I can't remember how many, the guy that won Big Board last year who had 10 rookies, can't remember how many sophomores he had. Do you, Steve?
No, I don't. I think he had 1 or 2. So.
Yeah. Speaking of rookies, Joe Pano got Jalen Royals, Jaden Higgins. I believe you are in on both of those receivers, right?
Yep.
And then as we talked about, Jason at the 12 spot got Ollie Gordon, Restrepo, who I know you like both of them, and then Harold Fannin Jr., who you talked about the Senior Bowl as well. Okay, we are coming back up. Omega King's on the clock. Then we'll be back up. He goes Michael Wilson. We have, it would be a little early, but Giddens is there. It's at 187. No other running backs I like here. So if you wanted to do Giddens.
I mean, honestly, I know I like
14 seconds.
I like Zach Ertz.
But I'd rather get Jatavian Sanders. Okay. You don't want Giddens? I feel like we need a fifth running back.
I was hoping he'd come back to us, but yeah. Okay. I just think Zach Ertz was massive value, and with 2 rookies, I would like the veteran. Because the thing is, we don't know Sanders is going to be the starting tight end in Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. Okay. Yeah. I didn't see. This is again still getting my drafting feet under me. I panicked after the Dak snipe, and then I panicked there, just thinking that we needed to get a fifth running back, because I get so nervous at the end with the running backs. Like I do like these rookies, and we took a lot of them, but then it does thin out. So I guess I really wanted, I guess. And you wasn't Giddens one of the ones you were high on when we just did our show?
I'm very high on him. I just think there's a chance he would have been back for the next round.
Yeah, because we'll be one. Well, we're going to be back up 198. He was 194. So who knows? He could have or could have not. But that was a fair point. We had 2 rookie tight ends. So Steve, much quicker brain than me, which is why when I'm not doing stream drafts, I'm actually doing a lot of slow drafts. Okay, so 198, we're on the clock. You want to just take Sanders here?
Yeah, sure.
It's at ADP. It's a stack. Yeah. And we were bullish on him last year, talented tight end out of Texas. Didn't do much. He was actually trending up, and then he got hurt in that, I believe, the Chiefs game. I remember because I think that was National Tight Ends Day, and he hit the tight end prop that we needed, and he was having a great game, and then he landed on the neck, and he ended up coming back from that injury, but just didn't do anything the rest of the season. Yeah. So, like you said,
I mean, there's definitely some second year breakout potential there.
Yeah,
and it's just we'll see if they add anyone to the mix.
Yeah, I know. And you made a good point about Ertz, comparing that would have been the smarter play to pair that veteran with the 2 rookies. I do love our 2 rookies, though. I mean,
I think the 2 first rounders. We didn't talk about Loveland, but
why don't you talk about Loveland now while we're coming around?
He's probably a later first rounder, maybe early second, but a lot of people think he's first rounder. Michigan guy, kind of split the role with AJ Barner 2 years ago on the championship run, but clearly the more athletic, better, more talented tight end. And this past year, bad quarterback play, but still look well. Definitely has some, Kelsey vibes to his game. Smart route runner, gets open, finds the holes in the defense. A lot of people are projecting, like, say, Denver, who doesn't have a tight end, or a team. Who else have I seen late in drafts? But yeah, I just think there's a couple spots where he could land and probably make a pretty solid starter from day one.
Yeah, and he speaking of Denver, I just blanked on the name. Sean Payton was just interviewed Super Bowl week and saying he's looking for that Joker role. And someone in this was on Twitter, was like, Loveland would be, Tyler Warner Loveland would be perfect for that. So we have either of them.
Chargers are another team that could go tight end,
and we have Herbert. So that would be awesome if one of those landed in with the Chargers. Okay, so we're coming back around in the 18th round at 211. And we have 3, 5, 6, 3. So we're done at quarterback. We're done at tight end. We likely are another running back and 2 receivers. So, I mean, if you want to do an all rookie team, I know you like Harvey. Any of these other running backs stand out to you, or do you think these are guys that are getting? Was Brashad Smith the other running back that you were taking late?
Yeah,
Steve?
he's a sleeper. I like.
I mean, if Gainwell doesn't get re-signed, okay, so we're on the clock. So how do you want to handle this?
Scroll down. Actually, let's take a Tez Johnson share.
Which position?
Wide receiver.
Okay, I think I only have one share of him. He's the smaller guy out of Oregon, right? Had a great Senior Bowl, right?
Yeah, great Senior Bowl. Really productive the last 2 years. he goes back to Bo Nix playing with him in high school. So last year it made a ton of sense. This year he had no Bo Nix, and he outproduced Evan Stewart, who they brought in from Texas A&M. But yeah, I mean, just small, fun receiver, fast, gets open. He's just always open. And he fights, works hard. I mean, would love, Denver obviously has some guys like Sutton and Mims, but boy, they could look like third round at Tez Johnson because, like I said, there's a Bo Nix connection. Tez Johnson actually lived with the Nix family.
Oh, wow.
The Nix dad was the coach.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they're just apparently really close. And no, I mean, he's fun. I mean, he's a really fun prospect. And yeah, he's small, undersized, but I still think probably goes in like the third round, maybe in the second round of the NFL draft. And I think getting him this late, there's just a lot of upside potential. I mean, we saw a small guy, granted injuries have gotten him, but Tank Dell, he produced as a rookie.
Yeah.
The similar size. So
okay, so we just have two more picks, 19th and 20th round, probably looking just one running back, one receiver, right, Steve?
Yep.
Finished out 3, 6, 8, 3. Then we'll go through all our friends in the chat who are in the draft with us. I see Damian Martinez went to Jason there at the last turn. You talked about him as a potential late round running back. Rashad Smith, you talked as a potential late round running back, went just at 214. So we'll be up at 222. Will Shipley's there. What are your thoughts on him if, I think there's probably a chance they don't re-sign Gainwell. Gainwell's a free agent. What are your thoughts on him?
I think that's fair, but the guy I'd go to is a guy who I think has a much clearer path, and that is he might be gone.
We're on the clock.
Cam Akers.
No, he's not. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just think because they're just have that Aaron Jones is free agent, you think he has a clear path to have
he should be the number 2.
Okay. I mean, obviously they could be one that draft a running back. We could have 2 Minnesota running backs, but not a bad offense to have 2 running backs.
Well, and you also look at it, Kevin O'Connell was traded for him twice each of the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And knows him from the Rams. So, there's just a lot of familiarity there.
All right, I'm queuing up some just late round receivers that I've taken late. I know you've mentioned some of these names, and I've just taken late shots on
Tucker.
Gabe Davis, Trey Tucker, Jalen Noel had a strong Senior Bowl, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Caden Prather, was he at the Senior Bowl as well, Steve?
I think he was East-West Shrine Game.
Okay, gotcha. Anything? I mean, I know Josh Palmer, I believe, is a free agent, correct?
Free agent, yeah. So we don't know where he'll be.
Yeah. Could I get make up for my Roman Wilson shares this year? Will Roman Wilson do anything next year? No, well, I mean, we'll be up in 8 picks, but Elijah Moore, no. Anything else jump out to you?
There are guys down here. Some we just don't know the landing spot.
Well, rattle off a few that you're considering in the last round.
John Mechie, does Houston add other guys? If not, he could have a role. Roman Wilson, Luke McCaffrey, Tyler Lockett, who he's going to get cut by Seattle, but maybe he goes to a team and has a bounce back year. He still had 600 plus receiving yards last year. That's more than any receiver on Washington not named Terry McLaurin.
Old Timmy Patrick, is he still going to be with Detroit?
I'm not sure if he's under contract still or not.
Yeah, I thought that was maybe a 1-year deal. Not seeing much else down here. It's a last round flyer. Yeah. Gabe Davis is definitely still under contract, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Would you go him because we already have, how many rookie receivers do we have? We have
4.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 rookies. I don't know. I'd kind of say go
Gabe Davis or Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker could be, if the Raiders don't add a receiver, he could be the number 2 receiver on that team. He had some spike weeks at the end of the year.
I mean, I like Gabe Davis better for big play potential and in that offense and a better offense, but I'll let you decide.
But Trey Tucker is a similar deep threat, big play guy. So,
well, what you pick? I'll let you pick.
Let's go Trey Tucker.
All right. That does it for us. 3, 6, 8, 3. We'll go through our team and all the teams as we finish up here, but as we're waiting to finish up. So 3683, we got Herbert. We got psyched on Dak because we have CeeDee Lamb. I panicked. Then we got Bryce Young backstacked with Jatavian Sanders, picked up Sam Darnold right around ADP. Then James Cook, Marion Hampton, James Conner, Dylan Sampson, DJ Giddens, and Cam Akers. So 3 rookie running backs, but we're fine with that because we love the rookie running backs. And then I'll finish up. Let's see, completed. I think you usually have to refresh it to be able to see the final product here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so let's finish going through our team, and then we'll go through the other people, our other friends in chat. So yeah, James Cook, Marion Hampton, James Conner, Dylan Sampton, DJ Giddens, Cam Akers, CeeDee Lamb, Ladd McConkey, Jameson Williams, Jalen McMillan. We thought we had all these quarterback options. Didn't turn out. We just got, obviously, McConkey and Herbert there. Matthew Golden, Trey Harris, Tez Johnson. So 3 rookie running backs, 3 rookie receivers. Trey Tucker finished it out as our 8th receiver. Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, and Jatavion Sanders. So 2 rookie tight ends. So that makes 8 rookies, right? 3 running backs, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends. What could go wrong? But hey, again, the winner of Big Board had 10 last year. There's no magic number, but we do really like the tight ends and running backs especially. And I think you're happy with some of these late stabs at receiver, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, like we'll have to see where Sam Darnold ends up. But hey, if he goes to the Raiders, we just got a late stack with Trey Tucker.
There you go.
But no, and what I like is the balance. Obviously we feel best about, we definitely feel the pain.
Just thank you first in case we will go through your teams as well, but thank you, Frank. Thank you, Omega King. Thank you, Joe Pano, if you're listening. Thank you, Jason. It's always fun doing drafts. As of next week, we'll let you know kind of what our set day or time is. But we appreciate it. We'll be drafting live big boards every week. So King of King Frank says he got sniped a lot. Mega King enjoyed it. We enjoyed it as well. So go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Yeah. So, I like what we did with Herbert. We know everything about that, including who our stack is. Bryce Young, we didn't get the perfect stack with Thielen. Jatavian Sanders, fine. Maybe one of those rookie receivers.
Yeah.
But Bryce Young, look, when he came back in, when he was reinserted back in the lineup, looked much better.
Yeah.
Future's bright. And Sam Darnold, I think he's a starter somewhere, maybe Minnesota, probably not. And look, I'm fine.
He's going to be a starter. We're deprived of starting.
O'Connell, but I think he showed more than enough.
Yeah.
And then same, running backs, 2 veterans and a rookie to start, then took some rookies at value. And then Cam Akers, like we just talked about, it's Kevin O'Connell's guy and very likely to continue in that role.
Yeah. And
same with the receivers, 4 guys we feel really good with.
Yep.
And then we just hit some rookies, and then an upside playing Trey Tucker. So I love that kind of build.
Yeah.
Because we have plenty of certainty there, and then we're just taking some high upside shots. And 2 tight ends, but they're both should be first rounders, both should be starters.
Yeah.
And
I didn't realize that Loveland was most likely going to be a first rounder.
Not a guarantee, because just not every team needs a tight end at the end of the first round, or at least their top priority. So we'll see, but I think he's a top 40 guy.
Yeah.
And should just quickly be a starter no matter where he goes.
And then Sanders, we're hoping for a second-year breakout stacked with Young. I like it overall. As Frank said, we got sniped some too. I'm still getting my live draft legs under me. But overall, I'm happy with the way the team turned out. Let's take a look at some of our other friends in chat. Okay, so Frank, King of Kings at the 2-4-6-7-3. He took his quarterbacks much later. I remember McCarthy, Geno Smith, Matthew Stafford, and then the Jackson Dart, who you talked about, had a great Senior Bowl. Saquon Barkley, obviously, is anchor. Aaron Jones, J.K. Dobbins, Devin Neal, who you talked about on the Rookie Running Back Show, which will be out later tonight. Antonio Gibson, and then who is this name? Corey Rookie. Well, I figured it was a rookie, but
he's at the East-West game. Arizona.
Okay. Okay, so rookie running back to finish out the draft. Terry McLaurin, always love Terry. Marvin Harrison, Tet McMillan, love that rookie pick. DK Metcalf, stacked with Geno. Calvin Ridley, and Mbuka, you talked about how much you liked him when we were drafting. Demarcus Robinson, Dalton Kincaid, obviously going much later this year. Jake Ferguson, and Tyler Higbee, stacked with Stafford. I like this team a lot. I think it's really strong overall.
And I like even taking, some shots on like Jackson Dart or the Arizona running back, because it's going to make your team unique. And if you hit, this is what the 2020 rounds are for. You have some more chance to make your team very unique. I exactly. Loveland,
just to read that. Yeah, Chargers take Loveland, reunites with Harbaugh. You will be happy. That's what we're hoping for. That would be awesome.
So no, I think he's got 4 strong running backs. When you see what Jones's and Dobbins situations exactly are, but look, I mean, both showed that they can still play, and that he's anchored with Barkley, I believe. So that's just going to be a strong running back room with that group. And the receivers, I mean, Tet McMillan, top rookie, plus Terry, Harrison, DK, Ridley. I mean,
that's a great
insanely good receivers.
Yeah.
And then still Mbuka and Demarcus Robinson. We'll see if he's back with the Rams or not. But yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I meant to mention that with Stafford, but he's a free agent, and then Higbee with Stafford. So I like this team a lot, Frank. Let's go to Omega King in the 7th spot, 3782. Brock Purdy, Michael Penix, Russell Wilson, Breece Hall, Caleb Johnson, Quishon Junkins. I know you love those 2 rookie running back picks, and then you got Breece Hall, a little falling value. Rashad White, Tyler Algier, RJ Harvey, who I know you like, and Keaton Mitchell. Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. So I got both Eagles receivers there. Darnell Mooney with Michael Penix. Alec Aom, how do you pronounce that last name, Steve? Manor. Sovas, Michael Wilson, Ray McLeod, again with Penix, George Kittle, and Tucker Kraft. So I like this team overall a lot too. I mean, love this kind of like getting the 2 of those quarterbacks and those in that range, like kind of that we could talk about, like 8th through 12th round, and then 1 late. Again, guys like Russell Wilson, Sam Darnold, they're going to start. We're not. This isn't a strong rookie quarterback class. So if we get 3 starters, we're going to be lucky. And so I don't think we still need these guys. People are going to poo-poo, guys like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers if he comes back, or Kirk Cousins if he, wherever he lands, and Sam Darnold. Guess what? We need them to be starters, and depending on their landing spot, they can still be very good starters. So especially getting in at your 3rd quarterback. So and I know you love these rookie running backs. I like this team a lot. What are your other thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, I also like what he did with the running backs. He got depth, and he got guys like Rashard White and Tyler Algier, 2 of the best handcuff backs out there. Both have some standing value of their own. But I mean, if Bucky or Bijan miss any time, these guys are like top 5 running, top 10 running backs.
Right.
And then still like Harvey and Mitchell is going to be, I'm sure, more in the mix this year.
I just want to say hi to No Fan. Thank you. We always love seeing you in chat. Thank you for joining us. Megan, Steve are back out. I love to see it. Absolutely. Every week now till September. Go ahead, Steve.
And then, receivers. I mean, look at that. Look at that start. The, Jefferson, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Mooney, compared with Penix, and then taking some upside shots. Asovis. I mean, I think Higgins is back, but Asovis is fine on his own. But if Higgins isn't back, Sovis could be the number 2 receiver there.
Yeah, you might have seen that Hurts was falling, thought he could get Hurts, and then the 1 spot took Hurts. Remember? So he got Devonta Smith. Maybe was hoping because Jaden fell that Hurts could come back to him. Didn't. That's the thing. We always say stack good teams with or without the quarterback. If you get sniped, just keep moving, because you still got great pieces of great offense.
They got a pretty Kittle stack. Penix with Mooney and Ray and Algier. So
and then the Kittle Purdy. Yeah, no, I like this team a lot. I think this team's fun. Okay, so that's Omega King, and then don't know if our guy Joe Pano is in chat or not, but love to see you in our draft. 3782, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix, Kirk Cousins, love that. just a solid quarterback room and not paying any high premiums. So I think that's a nice 3 quarterbacks. Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, Trey Benson, Jalen Wright, Woody Marks, LaQuint Allen Jr., Malik Neighbors, Xavier Worthy, Cortland Sutton, Hollywood Brown. Obviously, all 3 of those are stacked with his quarterbacks. Xavier Legette, Jalen Royals, Jaden Higgins, Troy Franklin, stacked with his quarterback, Brock Bowers, and Travis Kelce, obviously stacked. What do you think of Joe's team? He got some rookie receivers late that I know you liked. Any thoughts overall?
Yeah, I mean, look, he got strong stacks. Mahomes with Worthy and Kelce, potentially Hollywood Brown if they were to run that back. Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, he might have had another one with him as well. He got his Syracuse guy, LaQuint Allen Jr. But yeah, the double tight end, sure, Kelce's fading, but Kelce still was like tight end 8 this year. And
he's anchored by Bowers,
and he's anchored with Bowers. So to go 2 tight ends with those 2, and you got Kelce at value, 15 picks over the past ADP. You got Troy Franklin as the other Denver. I thought there was another one. So yeah, a couple fun rookies, both at running back and receiver.
Neighbors, sophomore.
Neighbors, sophomore. Just ton of explosiveness at the top of the receiver room. And then I like, Kyron and Tony Pollard. They're not the most explosive, sexiest backs in the league, but they're fine. And Naj probably gets a good landing spot. I mean, we don't know where it'll be, but one of these teams who's looking for an upgrade at the running back position, he's not going to be a 100% player, but every year he's available. He doesn't get injured. He gets 1,000 yards. There's fantasy value there. I mean, until we know the landing spot, we don't know exactly how good the situation is, but he's a guy I'm still going to be taking.
I haven't taken him yet, and I need to, because I've been taking more of the rookie running backs. Again, we don't know their landing spots either, but I've been leaning into that. But I do need to take some Najee too, because he has been solid, just staying healthy in the 1,000-yard seasons. Okay, and then we got our guy Jason, who was in chat with us at the 12 spot, 3683. Lamar, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Milroe, obviously rookie, who could be the 3rd or 4th rookie that would be have a starting role this year. Good old Big Dog and Genty. We talked about how he got the 2 running back double anchor at the turn, which I absolutely love. He got Cam Scatteraboo, who we talked about, who we absolutely love. He has 44%. We both have over 40%. So we all have a Cam Scatteraboo problem, and that's a good thing. Ollie Gordon, who you love. So 3 rookie running backs that are awesome with Henry. Jordan Mason, Damian Martinez, another rookie running back who I know you like, DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Chris Godwin, Juwan Jennings, Rashad Bateman, Christian Kirk, Restrepo, Alec Pierce, and then Mark Andrews, Harold Fanning Jr., and Tyler Conklin. So nice mix of hitting the rookies.
I really like the balance there.
At especially the tight end and running back position. That is a very strong rookie class, and then still got a rookie quarterback, rookie receiver, in Restrepo. So I like this team a lot. What do you think, Steve?
Especially massive Baltimore stack, with just all Baltimore's pieces, Lamar, Henry, Bateman, and Andrews. That's a good offense. That's an offense that scored a lot of touchdowns. That's a good offense to get as much exposure as you can.
And I like that it's at the different positions too. Quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end. That's one of my favorite team stacks to build.
So I mean, I think his running backs are going to be strong. Even if not all those rookies hit, it doesn't matter. I mean, you have Henry, Genty, and I think Scaboo's going to be pretty fine as well. And hopefully. Then the receivers. We don't know where Chris Godwin's going to be. We don't know necessarily Juwan Jennings' role. We don't know Jerry Jeudy's quarterback, but there's upside with all those guys. And what we do know certainty of is, DJ Moore's situation, Rashad Bateman's situation, I'm pretty certain. So I like that. And Kirk, coming back off the injury, nice late round stack value.
Well, I blew it on not taking pivoting from Dak to Lawrence, and he took advantage of it. I blew it. You said take Lawrence, and then he took Lawrence and Kirk back to back. So that was sharp of him. So Steve, I apologize. I did not pivot well there.
Yep. We'll talk about that later. But no, I really like the team. I like the balance of rookies and certainty. And I think that's the way you approach it. I think we did the same thing. And that's why I don't really have a hard, fast number. It's basically by position. I want to make sure I have certainty, few rookies, few upside plays. So
Yeah. Omega King said, I tried. I think he is talking about in stacks. And then Seed says, in smaller sample size, 10 to 20 drafts, is McCaffrey worth playing with the injury history? I got burned last year. Yeah, we all got burned really bad last year, but I'm going back to the well this year.
Yeah.
So far, reports are good. Obviously, if reports start to look bad, at any point in time, that's when you got to hit the pause button, no matter how far your value. That's where the mistakes I made last year. Oh, I'm going to keep getting, falling value. At some point, if you already have a lot and there's real concerns, then stop. But there's not now. As of now, I know they interviewed a couple of 49ers this week in Radio Row, and hope is he'll be back. And if we get any, even a 75% Christian McCaffrey, I'll take him in the second round, right?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this, Steve? Before
I'd say if you're only doing like 20 drafts, you don't want to go overweight because there's still a greater injury history than basically anyone else in those first 2 rounds. But I would still probably have at least 2 of them. If you're doing 20 drafts. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily go over beyond that if that's where your kind of your volume is. But
I like getting a couple, like you said.
Yeah, I agree with you. The upside is just so hot. Like he has RB1 potential and going at the turn or early second. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd get a couple shares, and I think that's a good way to summarize it for 10 to 20 drafts. Jason says, small percent back to you guys if I take it down and it's due to Lawrence Kirk. That's hysterical.
I'm still upset about the Scadaboo snipe.
Yeah, that's hysterical. And yeah, he gets the Scadaboo snipe, and then he takes advantage of my mistake. Yeah, so good to hear that we'll get a small percentage back, Steve. No, this has been a ton of fun. We appreciate you guys joining us in the chat, join us in the draft. That was a lot of fun. Again, we're going to be doing it every single week now through September. Next week, we'll let you know a kind of a locked in day and time. But Steve, final thoughts for today?
Yeah, no, fun draft. Really, we're able to get some rookies that we like and get some good values. And yeah, not maybe our most typical build with the 3 receivers the first 4 rounds, I believe. But I liked how it turned out, and I think it's strong throughout.
Yeah, I think, it was a fun mix of kind of vets and rookies, I think. And Jason says, nice draft too. I'll see you next time. Absolutely.
That's good.
Love to hear it. This has been fun. Again, we will have, if you're into Super Bowl props, we just did a Super Bowl prop show at 3:00. That's on the channel. The guys will be, DGen Dads will be doing their Super Bowl prop show tomorrow night at 9:30. They did their big board show last night. So plenty of fun content on the channel. And then again, starting next week, once the season is over, I'll be crying that the season's over, but then we'll just have a ton of big board and best ball content and rookie content on here. Look for the rookie running back show tonight or tomorrow morning at the latest. Let me tell you, we covered a lot of it in the draft. Cam's got to be one of the biggest ones, but we talked about a lot of other ones. I got a lot out of doing that show with Steve, and I think you guys will get a lot out of that show as well. So be sure to check that out on the channel later tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining us. It has been fun. We will again be back next week and keep you posted when. But for Steve, for Meg, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.